This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 54 in this mini course that's all about flat picking. In this lesson, we're building on what we did in the last lesson. So in the last lesson, we worked on improvising melodic fills with the A minor pentatonic scale. We also used the blues scale, and there were some extra chromatic notes here and there. Now in this lesson, we're going to play a song, and we're going to work on improvising a solo over the entire chord progression. So it's going to be great. Let's just go ahead and dive in. Now down in the description below, there's a link. You can download a free copy of the sheet music in PDF format. We're going to be working with the song Wayfaring Stranger. And so we'll start off here with just the chord progression and the strumming pattern. We're going to use the same strumming pattern that we were working on and used in the last lesson. So we got bass, up, alternate, bass, up, down, up, alternate. Now I'm choosing to alternate first with a higher alternate, so I'm taking the root, and then I'm going up to the next string for an alternate, and then I'm going back, and then this time I'm going to a lower option. So that's a way that we can do it. That's the way we were doing it in the last lesson. So I'm just going to use that. If you want to use a slightly different strumming pattern, that's okay. But let's just go ahead and play this song and get the song and the chord progression in our ear so that we can then work on improvising over the chord progression. So it's going to be I'm just... So we got 3, 4, 1. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, no toil of danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Okay, so that's the song. We got that chord progression and we can play a solo over it. Now, just like in the last lesson where we had melodic fills and I gave some licks to learn, it's really great to learn a solo that's written out over the chord progression to start getting some ideas into our ears. So I have one written here on pages 2 and 3 that works over this chord progression, and I'm just going to take us through it because it's got some great licks and some great ideas. It can help you sort of get some ideas flowing, and then you can practice just improvising some of your own using that A minor pentatonic and A blues scale, which we learned in the last lesson. Now, if you need help remembering how that scale goes, you can just check out the last lesson, download the sheet music from that lesson. It's got the scale written out and all those licks, so you can do that if you need to. But I'm just going to go ahead and dive in here on this solo that I have written out, which uses the blues scale, the minor pentatonic, and has a couple spots with some extra chromaticism as well. So I'm just going to play this nice and slow. It's got tablature written there for you on suggested fingerings. Of course, with some of these notes, there's more than one way to play it, so you could choose an alternate fingering if you want to. But I'm going to play it nice and slow so you can hear how it sounds, and you can try and play it right along with me. But just having it written out and then hearing how it sounds can help you learn to play it. So it sounds like this. So we got 1, 2, ready, and... And that's how that sounds. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play the chord progression so you can practice improvising over the top or even playing that over the top. So you've got a little backing track to play along with. I will say when learning the solo, just because I can read all the way through, might not be the easiest for you to read all the way through. So I played it all the way through, but you can slow it down and just learn a measure at a time or a piece of a measure at a time, and then put things that are next to each other so that are adjacent. You can put those together and work up phrases and bigger phrases, and pretty soon you've got the whole solo. So you want to work that nice and slow. So if I was going to learn it, and I would just work on this first thing, and I'd work on it a couple times until I felt comfortable, then I'd work on the next part. Do that a couple times, then I'd put it together. But I'm going to go ahead and play the chords at that tempo so you can practice improvising with the scale or practice playing this right over the top of it. So it goes 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, so that should be helpful for improvising over. I'm going to go ahead though and play this solo a little bit faster and then the chords a little bit faster. So if you want to work it up to a faster tempo, you kind of have that. So go about here. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, and I'll play the chords that fast. So you got 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, super fun. I love improvising. I hope you're having so much fun with this. In the next lesson, which is actually the last lesson in this mini course, we're going to look at improvising in other keys with the capo. So we've worked on G major and C major, and then the relative minors. Those are the most popular keys to learn to improvise in, and a lot of times when we're playing in other keys, just throw a capo on. So we're going to look at that in this next lesson, which will be the last lesson in the Flatpicking mini course, lesson 55. Can you believe it? So, super fun. I hope you're having fun with the guitar. Take care, and we'll see you again.
If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.